Welcome to the verdict zone. If you're here for a rant, you're in the wrong aisle. If you're here for the facts as I see them, keep watching. Today, we're examining a clash between familial obligation and financial principle. When a step-parent's wealth becomes the family bank, who gets to set the terms? Let's meet our players. Maya is the primary breadwinner in her family. She's successful, sharp, and financially astute. Her stepdaughter Leila has just graduated from college. She has a dream, a big one, to launch her own cosmetics line. It's an ambitious goal, but she has zero job history and, more importantly, zero capital. The amount of money she needs is significant. Her father, David, can't afford it. He's supportive, but his pockets aren't deep enough to fund a startup of this scale. So naturally, the ask falls to Maya. But this isn't a casual request for advice or guidance. It's a direct appeal for funding. The family isn't just looking for a mentor. They're looking for an investor. So the ball is in Maya's court. She's the one with the financial power to make this dream a reality. The question isn't just about whether she says yes. It's about how she says it. This is where the story gets complicated, where love and money start to get tangled up in a way that could either build a bridge or burn it to the ground. Now, Maya doesn't just dismiss the idea. She takes it seriously. She doesn't laugh it off or say no outright. Instead, she gets to work. She treats Leila's ambition with professional respect. She diligently researches the real costs of launching a cosmetics brand, the manufacturing, the marketing, the legal fees. She crunches the numbers to understand exactly what it would take. After her research, she sits down with David and Leila. She presents them with two clear, well-structured options. Option 1. She make a long-term investment in the company. In exchange for her capital, she would receive equity, a percentage of ownership in the business. This is standard practice in the world of venture capital. Option 2. She provide a formal loan. This would involve a contract, a clear repayment schedule, and an interest rate. It's a straightforward financial agreement, the kind banks make every day. Maya doesn't say no. She says, I'll help, but under these conditions. She approaches the situation not as a mother handing out an allowance to a child, but as a professional evaluating a business proposal from an adult. She's offering a real-world lesson in financial accountability. But this is where the first crack appears in the family foundation. What Maya sees as a fair professional boundary, her family hears as a heartless negotiation. They expected a simple yes and a blank check. Instead, they got a business proposition. The fracture begins here, not over the money itself, but over the terms attached to it. The family's reaction is immediate and negative. Leila refuses to sign anything. She offers only a vague verbal promise to repay the significant sum of money whenever she can. Her father, David, sides with her. He attacks Maya, accusing her of treating family like business, as if that's a cardinal sin. He claims her conditions prove she doesn't truly see Leila as her own. But here's the crucial detail that changes everything. This isn't the first time Maya has funded a child's business. She also provided capital for her own biological daughter's venture. And how did she do it? With a clear written agreement for 10% of the profits. Her principle isn't about blood relations. It's about accountability. She applies the same rules to everyone, stepdaughter and daughter alike. This isn't a double standard. It's a single, consistent standard of financial responsibility. Her family, however, doesn't see it that way. They're not interested in her principles. They're focused on their feelings of rejection. They wanted a gift, and she offered a partnership. The result is an impasse. Maya is holding firm to her conditions, and the family is holding firm to their offense. The dream is now stalled, and the family is in turmoil. The family meeting erupts. Leila, feeling rejected and insulted, storms out. David grows cold and distant, creating a wall of silence between himself and Maya. The fallout doesn't stop there. Soon, Maya gets a scolding phone call from her mother-in-law, who reinforces the family's narrative. Maya is the villain. She is painted as the cold, wealthy stepmother who refused to open her purse strings for a deserving young woman. The family frames this entire conflict as a test of love. In their eyes, her refusal to give money without conditions is proof that she doesn't truly love or accept Leila as her daughter. But Maya sees it differently. For her, this is a test of maturity and respect. The conflict is no longer about the money. It's about perception. The core question becomes, is her money a shared family resource that everyone has a claim to, or is it hers to govern with the rules and principles she sets for herself? They see her conditions as proof she's putting a barrier between herself and Leila. She sees their demand for no strings attached. Cash as proof. They view her not as a person with agency and experience, but as an ATM, a faceless source of funds. This isn't just a disagreement. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of roles, boundaries, and respect within a blended family. So what's the verdict? The emotional manipulation from the family is palpable. They were using guilt and the concept of family to pressure her into abandoning her financial principles. But let's pose a moral question to consider. Does blending a family require the complete blending of assets without any boundaries? At what point does the refusal to be an endless financial resource become a betrayal of familial unity? Maya isn't refusing to help. She's refusing to enable a lack of planning and accountability. She's treating her stepdaughter's ambition with the seriousness it deserves, offering a real path forward that mirrors how the business world actually works. Her family, in contrast, is treating a major financial venture with emotional fragility, prioritizing feelings over fiscal responsibility. This isn't just a story about motivation. This is an autopsy of how money can become the language for unspoken resentments and power dynamics in blended families. I'm not angry at the system. I'm disappointed in the excuses. The excuse that love means money without terms. The excuse that a young adult's dream, however passionate, should be funded without a plan, simply because family is involved. The excuse that a lack of preparedness on one person's part constitutes an emergency for someone else. This financial standoff is a referendum on respect. Where do you stand? Is a contract a fair protection for all parties or a cruel barrier in a family? Debate it below. And if you're ready to dissect more stories where love, money, and family titles collide, remember, your verdict is critical. Subscribe. We dissect the hard choices so you don't have to learn them the hard way. Thanks for watching.